Okay. So let's see here. What are we working on today? Well. If it isn't you. I thought I told you never to find me here. I warned you not to come back. And yet here you are. You can't see my password. Okay. So, and this is what we're working on. Now, I think this is good, but I can't tell. And if I can't tell, then I think that means I need to see if I can do something slightly different. Okay. Okay, here. Let's see. Move this feller over just a bit. Oh, get off my crotch. Okay, the microphone's in the way. Okay, so get my tour box set up. I love my tour box. I don't use it when I'm running around, but when I'm at the desk, it's just so nice. Okay, got a lot of shadow right there. What can we do? What can we do? Okay, adjust that like that. Wrinkleberries. Okay. Well, I don't want the light right on it either, though. What if I went this way? That's not so bad. I mean, the worst thing is probably the laundry in the background, really. Ooh. Have you guys played Peglin? Peglin's so fun. But I played it so much it hurt my wrist, so I had to stop. Okay. So, how's it going? Hope you're well. Uh, there's a wonderful book called Save the Cat by Blake Snyder. And it used to be one that everybody making screenplays just adored, and I think it's a little bit less in fashion nowadays, but I love it. I love using it as a guide for both me and a really nice reference for my students. Teach them how to write. And something I was just talking about in my class the other day is why it has the title it has. Why would it be called Save the Cat? Well, it's because when we're just meeting our characters, the reader, the audience doesn't know who these people are, and actions speak louder than words. So the idea of Save the Cat is that if we show somebody doing something that's like clearly a good thing to do, then the audience is going to have a lot more buy-in right away. So say you see some big tough guy walking down the street, all muscles, looking like he's tough. And if he goes and he sees a little kitty cat up in a tree and he saves that cat, well, we're going to think that he's a nice guy, That's just that kind of makes sense, right? I mean, I think that's sort of the quintessential actions speak louder than words thing. Okay, so I'm looking at this color. So brain is that color, and crutches that other color. Procreate is the app I'm using to draw. It's great. I love it. I was a pretty early adopter with Procreate, and I've been using it since like 2017 now. And there's definitely like a lot of technical things that I'm not super skilled with, but as far as my ability to use it effectively, I think I'm pretty good at that. So what I want to do is I gotta pick some colors. Not pick your nose. You cut it out, Dylan. I see you. So I want to make sure that the colors I've chosen are really doing the job I want them to do. So that's Brain's color right there, and I'm in this triadic color picker right now. I use the same red for his tongue and for his body. I use the same white for the eyes and for crutch. These two pinks are related to each other, but there's not really any shading in there. I know on the screen it looks a little bit different than how it really is. But I just want to play around with this background color. So I'm going to make a new layer. Nice thing about making a new layer is I don't have to worry about messing anything up. I'm going to be able to immediately hide it if I decide I don't want to go that direction. So we've got our delicious little pink there, and I'm on a new layer above that layer. Let's throw that on there. Kind of a mint green. The goal is for it to be attractive. The goal is for it to gel and jive and make people want to pick it up. So I wrote this book a couple months ago now, and it's been coming along nicely, but I feel like kind of what I've done here is a little bit stronger, and this is Impact, that font. Never trust a fart. I think we can all agree with that. So if I were to switch these fonts and go to Impact, what would that do? Got kind of a Cooper bold. No, is it Cooper plate? Cooper bold, I guess. Rip off right there. Impact. Brain saves the day. So let's go to Impact for this one too. So right now, working on layout is, it's just kind of a tricky thing. You have to really, you're putting things where you want them to be, obviously. So you have to do it harmoniously, and sometimes it's really hard to know if what you're doing is harmonious. So that's why we have the drawing guide. Now with the drawing guide, you click on it, it gives you all these little squares. Those squares are too little to be useful for me, but if I make them a little bigger, then I'll know for you guys, it's not as good if I turn it up. So let's go a little bit lower. Oh, you can't see how purple that is. Okay, that actually is closer to the real color. It's. We're not playing with this right now. I was charging it earlier. Now is not the time for the deck of steam. So it's kind of a catch-22, or it's kind of a. It's a bit of a tricky thing, because if we go and we use the iPad, then you can't see you're not able to see what I can see. I kind of do want to leave it just as that for now. Okay, so let's make this bigger. Sometimes when I show people works that are in process and they see the lines, they're like, "You left all those lines." It's like, well, no, those go away on their own. It's nothing to be worried about there. So I have guidelines that I've made, so I know really where the cutoffs are. You have to keep everything within that. I don't know if that purple work. I like purple. I like lavender. You have to make something that catches people's eye. So the point about Save the Cat that I was kind of going for there is that it's not enough to just make something cool. Well, that's ugly. You have to make something that people are going to want. Every buy is an impulse buy under most circumstances. I don't like that blue, I think. The blue looked pretty good with that. I don't know if folks believe in astrology. I don't tend to much myself. But I do find that I can be pretty indecisive, which I'm told is kind of a Libra thing, and I am very much a Libra. When my son was born, me and Lorraine, my wife, we were living in the Hollywood Hills, and she and I went and had a psychic that we'd met do a reading for us. So here's kind of an AI picture that I did to give me some guidance. Layouts on covers and stuff, it's really hard. So I definitely do, I'll plug in kind of my ideas into ChatGPT and get an idea, but you can see it's really significantly different than where I'm going, but maybe that green is important. Kind of add some weight to it. So I'm just gonna copy that green, and let's see what happens if we add that under. And the psychic, he told us that Lorraine and I were like a really great match, which I would say is true. That we were very complementary in sort of our like interests and skills and stuff. But that like my son and I, it's almost like we were waiting for each other. Nah, that looks so much better already. Look at that. Yeah, see that's the thing. Like that added a lot of depth to it. Now, nothing's perfect, right? And you like the textures and stuff. Now it has it like impact the whole way. But what do you think? Do you think it's better this way? Looking at the screen. Because I want it to look like he's more comfortable than he should be, probably. I think the green really makes a big difference, actually. There's like the missing piece of the puzzle. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better about that. Okay, so turn off my drawing guide. You look at, so if I'm in Procreate and I like reverse pinch, I don't know, whatever that's called. If I pull it apart, then I can see, I can easily compare. Okay, so I have it on the R there. Let's see what that looks like if I expand that. So if I turn this back on so I can see it, and then I'm not gonna make. Well, shoot, what did I do? That shouldn't be. I shouldn't have gotten rasterized there, but the good news is it's pretty easy to replace that. The day saves the day. When you make a mistake, just go back and play around with it. Okay, let's see here. So I thought that one, yeah, that one spreads out the text. So they have to line up. No, I don't know. Maybe just right there is pretty great. It has to be legible. Has to make sense. It has to be coherent. Where, oh, where can my baby be? Long to go away from me. Saw a great video this morning about the teenage lover death thing that was so popular in the late 50s and early 60s this morning from what's it called, Polyphonic channel on YouTube. It was really interesting. Braid saves the day. A little brainstorm adventure. Okay. I think that's pretty good. Okay. So I'm gonna take this. I'm just gonna kind of tuck this away. So this section, but so I'm trying to get better at making like social emotional lessons at the ends of the books and trying to make it so that everything kind of like wraps up nicely. This one, I don't always make the backs. I mean the backgrounds so colorful, but for this one, I went pretty bold. So I hadn't made a book in a bit when I made this one, and I feel like my skills have really refined quickly recently. Um, so that's cool. Now I changed the font on the front cover, so that means I have to change the font in the back cover to match it. So let's turn this into impact as well. Okay, same thing. Let's go with impact. Boom. What makes a hero? Brain thinks he knows, Crutch knows he doesn't. Together they're about to find out. That's cute. Okay. Okay, so this page is like pretty good. Oops, sorry. Pretty good, but it's not quite there. So I'm gonna export this as a picture. Oops, let's do it. JPEG. Save image. And yeah, this is a great place for like using ChatGPT. And so I have a book cover. Oh, that's not true. That's not what that is. Okay. I'm working on the social emotional lesson at the end of my book, and I feel like my layout is a little bit weak. It's just not popping. I want to show it to you and get some feedback from you on how I can make it better. Oops, not create image. There we go. The text is good, the premise is good, but it's not all the way there. Let's see what GPT says. Here's some clear, actionable feedback to make this SEL page pop visually, read more cleanly, and feel more professional and kid-friendly without changing your content or style. 2 columns compete instead of complementing. Right now, both sides have similar visual weight, so nothing stands out. Give each colored header a bar. A soft blue for discussion, and a soft orange for get creative. A slight increase of spacing between the columns. Use subtle icons like discussions. Yeah, like I want it to be more like there's an adventure within even just. Oh, I'm tired. You're reading this one page. Your hierarchy needs one big anchor. No entry point. Okay. Your artwork is great but floating. Use one accent color to tie it together. Use one call to action box. Let's see. I want to see kind of what it thinks would look cool. Can you show me an example of what this might look like? Okay, so it's 6x9, so we're gonna go with that. It's 6x9. Oh. Yeah, 6x9. I have my keyboard up here. It's really useful to have the ability to type. I use speech to text a lot, but that's not the only way to go. A lot of times you need to just type something. That's just a lot more efficient. Oh, look at this. Even this, I can delete that so easily. Okay. Well, I've had a long day. I can't believe it's only 7. It feels like it's 10 p.m. right now for me. But I think after I get this little bit, I'm going to go to bed. I'm just too sleepy. It's been a busy day. Busy, busy, busy. But it's fun to sort of, I really look at GPT as a collaborative partner. It doesn't, it's not creative, like it can't do things on its own. But when you have questions, it can give just such a high quality response. And I don't know, I know a lot of people hate it, but I've been a big fan since it first was available. The truth is, it's like I've got all these ideas and all these things I want to make and do, and I just need the help. And nobody in my life, even my wonderful partner, is willing and able to be there every second, every moment. And everybody's got their own sort of like skills and abilities. There's things that we do together, and then there's things that it's best if I do it myself. Okay, cool. So here, let me zoom in so you can see that. That looks so nice. Yeah, no, obviously there's a million things wrong with this,
Which
but
one's mine and which one's yours, honey?
they're virtually the same.
Okay.
Yeah. So this gives me a place to build from. So, um, but it's a really nice start. Okay, like I said, I'm exhausted, so I'm gonna sign off for now. But that was fun. See you next time.